And we're live. Hi, everyone. Dan Baumann here at the Designer Show. And I'm on with John Schrader and Renee Rabbit's logo. Um, but Renee's there in spirit and in voice, but he doesn't have a camera today. So where are you today that you don't have a camera, Renee?
Oh, I'm staying with a friend.
Oh, cool. In California or somewhere else?
Yeah, no, in California, in Alameda,
Oh, cool.
just
All right.
not that far away from me.
All right. Yeah, I watched on the way back. We watched that show Earthquake with The Rock on the plane coming back.
Oh, really?
Couldn't help but think about you a little bit. Like, oh boy, that'd be really nasty.
Let's see. Last year, we actually got a serious tsunami red alert warning from one of our earthquakes, and the impact zone. My house was like right on the border, so
Oh,
I invited anybody to come up to the house, and then
Hi.
and we ended
hi,
up
Robin.
You
watching
guys
that.
hear me?
Yeah, you got a ton of background noise, Robin.
Oh, I can't hear you.
We ended up watching that movie. Even though the tsunami didn't come through, we ended up watching that San Andreas with The
Oh,
Rock.
okay, that's quite a nasty movie. Anyway, good drama. Let's hope it's only drama. It never happens. Robin, you are muted. Hopefully, you can hear us now. But welcome. You have to unmute yourself.
Hi. Um, Good morning, guys. I wanted to just say something to you, and I'm sorry Kevin's not here, but I was working with a client yesterday, helping them with Chief. And I just want to compliment and let you guys know how much I appreciate you guys and how much I've learned from you guys over the years. But I had a designer who didn't know how to do something, and I'm like, I can do this. And I was able to tell them how to do it, and it went perfectly the first time. And I just want to say I appreciate what you guys have. Having my relationship with you guys have been really a highlight of my life. So I just want you to know that.
Well, thanks, Robin, and ditto. I mean, it's wonderful to have
Thank
you
you.
part of our little
Yeah,
team
thanks,
here.
Robin.
So, yes, we all learn from each other, and that I don't think that's ever going to change.
I got
Um,
I got to take just a second here to say hi to Brett.
Hello, Brett.
Just down the road. Hey, Brett.
Hi, Brett.
Like
Walking
30 miles.
over. Brett, I imagine the colors right there now are just phenomenal. I just thinking where I could go here this next week or two and take my wife so we can go see some of the fall colors here in Minnesota. So, Robin, when you're not
Very
talking,
pretty.
could you mute because we're getting a lot of background noise from wherever you are. Thanks. All right, cool. All right, Kevin. I think Kevin said he'd be here, so hopefully he'll join in. Today we've got pretty much an open forum day, um, and part of what prompted this was, we talk about chief architect all the time. And by the way, if you have chief architect questions, feel free to ask them. We'd be happy to dive into that too. But it's been a while since we've done a little shop talked about business and what business is all about and what's going well for you and what challenges that you're facing right now. So we'd love to talk about some of those things. So please feel free to add your questions so that we can dive into them a little bit. Otherwise, we'll just start, bringing up some topics and talking about them. One of the things I want to do is talk a little bit about how amazingly grateful I am to be in this world today. My wife and I just spent a week in New York, in Manhattan. We probably logged about 40 miles of walking, saw so many amazing sites. The people were fabulous. I mean, I've never, Minnesota has got nice here. We've got nice all written all over it, but the people in New York were so nice and friendly. Everybody was so helpful. And there's so many of people there. Everywhere you go, it's like, woo, a lot of people. But we had such a great time. And again, I'm so grateful for the heritage that we have. I think it's called heritage, where we get to experience the knowledge of all those that have come before us and the architecture that is there. Everywhere you go, it's just like, wow, who thought of that? And how did they build it? I mean, it just it's just incredible. And I always think about what we do for our clients. I mean, nothing to the scale that you see in New York, or maybe some of you is, I don't know, but we get to do that same thing for many of our clients. We get to help them design a space that they're proud to live in, that they just, can have a family, can just live their life the best way possible. So it's really cool to be part of that process. And again, I'm so appreciative that we all get to be here to do that. I will say one of my favorite things in New York was visiting the World Trade Center, and we took a guided tour when we were there, and it's just like, oh my God, it just still chokes me up. Um, Incredible. The things that 24 years ago this happened, and what they've done to rebuild that whole area to hey, we're not going to be defeated in any way possible. If you haven't been there, you need to go there. Spend the day there. It is so enlightening and so amazing and so inspiring. It's
You
just
know,
incredible.
Dan, my dad actually worked on the construction of the company he worked for was the engineering company who did the World Trade Center. And we were able, when I was a little kid, I actually went there when it was under construction. It was really fun.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool. I
The
grew
new
up on
one or the before the 9/11?
No, I'm really old. No, when it was built.
The original one.
Yeah,
Okay.
the original one.
All right.
My dad
Well, you
worked on
never
that.
know.
Yes.
You look young yet, Robin. Um, yeah, I just and what they've done to memorialize what happened at 9/11. Again, it's so cool. And I think about us again, what we do in our business, and the thought process that you go through to create these things. I mean, I think a lot of people just go through and go, "Oh, that's pretty cool." I always dig in deeper, and I think, how did they come up with this idea? I mean, those pools that you see where the water flows down. Um, it's the biggest man-made waterfall in the United States or world. I'm not sure when you combine them, but you go underneath them into the museum, and they're just hanging there. You look up, and there's the pool, and of course the center structure where the water disappears down in. And he explained all of the reasoning for building that. It's just the engineering. When you talk about engineers, Robin, it's just like, whoa. And then the Oculus, there's a place there called the Oculus that you got to go in, and it's just like, how is this possibly standing? I mean, the way it's built, I'd open up my photos, but then we'd be gone for days, and you guys would all leave. You guys are boring, but when you're there, it's pretty cool. So please go there and check it out if you get a chance. We stayed in the Hilton Hotel in Times Square. Uh, Really cool. I mean, we didn't have a lot of view of Times Square because a couple big buildings were in the way, but we got to see the pole where the New Year's Eve ball drops, and we were right out of our window. We could see that clear as day, and so it was really fun to visit.
Have you ever been to New York before?
Never. This first time. First time. So yeah, loved it, and we'll go back, absolutely. There's just
so I have to ask, did you get a knish? Did you eat a hot dog from a stand, and did you get a
hot
knish?
dogs we had the Nathan hot dogs. We had a couple of them. I did not get a knish, and I was looking for them. I didn't see it.
You're missing it. You're missing something amazing.
Next time. We'll get it next time. I had to save a few things for the next trip. Anyway, but you guys on the call, what do you think? What's going on in your world? What can we chat about here today that might possibly help in your business? I don't have any planned information to talk about Chief Architect.
Let's see, shop talk. We're doing shop talk,
yeah.
right?
We're doing shop talk. So Renee, what's in your?
Well, I'm at my friend's house, and he's big into computers, and he was one of the first things he said was, "I am so jealous of your setup. I can't believe you can bring your whole, gaming computer with you in just 2 bags."
You're luggable.
Yeah, my luggable, and I take it for granted, but it is a really cool setup, and boy, it took a lot of kind of previous setups and working towards it to finally get it to where it is now.
Yeah.
And it's strange. Like, where do you start with some of that stuff? Because I mean, this is probably the 5th iteration of it, and it only gets better. But
well, yeah, and everything, all the hardware that's out there now, Apple is doing a great job now with their, I'd say the M2 and on, M3 and on. I mean, the higher the chip number, the faster everything's going to work, of course. With the exception of the one setting in chief that only uses NVIDIA hardware.
Yeah.
Chief does great on a Mac now, so no reason to not get one if you're in
Yeah.
the Mac world.
Yeah, but Renee has that setup that's totally different. Most of us are working on
Yeah.
laptops. Renee doesn't work of course, Renee doesn't work like everybody else. I mean, let's just be clear. He always has to do things with an extra special twist, but his setup is not a laptop. It's actually, he has a custom built computer with everything is independent, and he has this amazing box system set up to where it's easy for him to set up. Not as easy as us with a laptop where we just open it up and we connect our second monitor to it
Well,
and we're ready to go. But yours is really powerful.
Robin, I've redone it again, and now it fits completely within a new Pelican case. So I just get to pull it out, plug it in, and turn
course
it
you
on.
did.
You know, you don't have to put it together now.
No.
Cool. You got a photo of it?
I probably do. Let me just go see if I can dig around.
I know I took some at the last summit. I'm just trying to see if I can find it real quick here while we're chatting.
But that's his old system, right? So now we have
Well,
to see what he's doing now.
Yeah, that would have been 6 months ago. So yeah, things have changed since then, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Well,
I have old pictures of it. I don't have any new ones. I don't.
Well,
How do you
since
even put a picture on here? Media.
You'd have to
assets.
email it to one of us.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't be able to, but yeah, hang on, I might have something somewhere.
I think
here.
I can. Let's see.
But Renee's system is not a laptop, so he can upgrade it on a regular basis, right? So he can upgrade his video cards and get everything constantly fixing, making it better, right? So keeping it up more advanced.
Renee, you got a new business here if you want it. Aaron's asking you if you'll sell it.
Making unique computers.
Hey, here it is, Dan.
There you go on the left side there. That's your whole computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a motherboard, you have a power supply motherboard, video card. I think half your computer is that video card.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can you zoom in on that hand?
I think the next version of this is that I'm gonna get one of the every card manufacturer makes a
Oops. You broke up there, Renee. You probably have to turn the video off.
Yep, I'm losing connection.
Hang on, let me just capture that quick.
So Renee, how much power does that take?
I had to upgrade it on this trip actually. I had to change it to 1,000 watt because the 850 was shutting off, because now I use my iPad as a second screen.
Okay.
There you go.
And it's nice to use the iPad as a second screen because I can draw on it.
Right.
So
yeah, you can actually mirror it and use Chief with a pen if you want to.
Yeah, exactly. Which I spent a couple of years using Chief with a pen tablet, and I liked it. It was fun.
There's your laptop right there. Your luggable. You got your power supply on the bottom. There's the video card. And I think that right here is the motherboard, right there.
Yeah.
And then you can see the components from the other side.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So it's pretty cool the way you've done that. And yeah, you can get your little hand to hold up the video card. I love that. Nice job, Renee. So
I loved that movie, Evil Dead, when I was growing up. So it's a Evil Dead themed.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I actually just reached out to AMD's rep to see if they, wanted to write up on that machine.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's an AMD computer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Except for the video card, that's NVIDIA.
Yeah.
Of which we all have stock in, right?
Boy, talking about that, AMD just jumped up a ton, and I did have stock in them. So yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, good. Someone's taking advantage of that.
Yeah. This is true. Mike mentioned this. Boy, I didn't even know anybody knew that. I used to run Chief off of a RAM drive, and boy, did that used to make a difference back in the day. Nowadays, not so much. But a RAM drive is you take RAM that you're going to allocate as no longer being used by the system for memory, and instead it becomes a drive. But it's a drive that is volatile. So if you had a computer crash, you would lose any information on that drive. But then AMD built something that could automatically back up what was on that drive. The point of that being is that the read-write speeds to your RAM are infinitely more fast than the older hard drives were. So I was running Chief off of that RAM drive so that you could access the library super fast. So there was no hang-ups on it at all,
Cool.
which was pretty cool.
Cool. Let me do something here.
Can you pull up Aaron's question about has anyone successfully used walls from CAD
I'm going
feature?
to show that feature right now because that's relevant. It's very relevant. Let me just do this real quick.
I have once.
I've done it a couple times.
Too. I've done it a few times. You still have to adjust.
Everything about it depends on the CAD file you get and how it's drawn and what layer things are on. So let me just do this real quick. I'm going to export something I just drew.
That software called Render, that's their whole thing, is they're taking LiDAR scans and then fashioning the CAD file to be more conducive to work with Chief's CAD to walls.
Right. But it's still only going to give you the floor plan outline of the walls. You still have to do everything in 3D. You have to adjust every window. You have to adjust everything. It's just maybe a little head start is really all it is. Let me go ahead and show my screen here.
And then after we do that one, make sure you answer Margaret's question about the OBJ file.
Okay, so I'm going to import, let me just delete this stuff here. So I'm going to import a DW. I just took what you saw on the screen and I exported it as a DWG, and I'm going to import that as a DWG. So we're going to go import DWG. You can just drag it on the screen too, but I just will go through this way, and it's that right there. And have they changed anything in this import option? Show for each file, create CAD blocks. A little different, not much. I'll just click straight through this and finish. All right, so there's some CAD lines that I drew. Okay, this CAD line's on a layer called default. This CAD line's on a layer called CAD plan layout. All right, now, so when you bring in a DWG, you might have some windows drawn in, you might have some railings, and I don't think Chief distinguishes between doors and windows. It's just called openings. So what you would do is you can go CAD to walls. All right. So this is what Renee was talking about, is that the company's trying to make their scans more conducive to work with this function in Chief, of which, come on, Chief, you can do better than this. Sorry, I had to rub them at least once today. All right, so we go wall layer. What's the wall layer I've imported? Well, I'm going to it's CAD default. That's the layer I brought in for the walls. I didn't do any windows. Okay, I thought they had an exterior wall. Oh, here it is, wall type for the exterior wall type for the interior. So the lines it sees in here, it'll assume they're interior walls. The lines it sees out here will be exterior walls because those lines face the outside of the screen. That's how Chief knows they're exterior walls. It's not because there's any magic involved. It's just the exterior always faces the edge of the screen. So I've just got that set up, and I actually have this on the wrong layer right now because it won't do it. So let me go put that on the same layer as the CAD default. So I'll just do that right now. So you could go through your default and you could put all of your lines on the right layers. But I've tried that. It's a lot of work. It's easier just to trace over the dang thing. So let me go here, default. All right, what am I looking for? Define, CAD. Was that the one? CAD default, I thought would have been the one. Let's see if I got that right. So I got CAD underscore default, CAD comma default. So I got to change it to CAD underscore default. So again, the idea is it works. Now, what we need to understand about this, there we go. So we need to understand about this. Let's go into let's draw a wall quick. All right. So when you click on a wall, when you click on a wall, what is being selected in that wall? Well, it's this line right here. That's the main layer. So now what Chief is going to do when it imports that is that main layer is going to be where that line is. Okay. So that's where it's going to be. So the main layer of this exterior wall will be here. It'll draw the interior of the wall toward the middle of the screen. Now, the other thing to be aware is, just so you know, when you draw walls, you can set what is the main layer under, well, I think it's always going to do the main layer, but just for the heck of it, I'll show you under general walls. When you go to your defaults general wall, you can change what layer highlights when you select this resize about. Right now, this is set to that main layer. So if I was laying out, if I was tracing over something and I wanted my siding to always be on the line that I'm tracing, so it snaps to that line, I would set my wall settings to that. So when I trace over this, now the siding layer would connect to that line, not the main outside layer. Same with all of these. So you can change those at any time. So if I were to select outer surface, you'll see when I click on the wall now, it's going to the outer surface of the wall, not the main layer. But I'm pretty sure Chief will still import it based on the main layer. But let's find out. I'm going to do this now through the CAD to walls function. So CAD to walls, we're going to go CAD underscore default is the layer that we're importing to. Where'd it go here? It was down here. And so when Chief exported that, it exported it as a layer like that. Now I don't have any window layers or anything like that. So if I drew a CAD line in, well, let's do this. Let's go CAD window. Let's see. So again, if you can get your DWG just right. Fine, I'll just use, let's go CAD. What do I want to do? Whatever, I'll just go CAD demo. And I'll go add a line here. I'll break this. Come on. Break. Why aren't you breaking? Break already? Where's my break? How come I don't have a break here? Well, that's weird. Can't break my lines.
You use the wrong box.
Huh?
You use the wrong box?
No, it's the one I brought in. CAD box. Oh, it's under this plain old box. When I drew it, I thought I used that one. Anyway, let's try it, see if it works. I'm not going to do that.
You know what? You've just proved me that I would just trace it because,
Oh, absolutely.
you know,
Yeah.
I would just trace it. It's so much easier because if you don't really understand what the AutoCAD file is and how they've organized their layers, it's just a pain in the neck.
Oh, absolutely. So, well, let me just try it
And-
here. I'll just do it real quick here. CAD underscore
Well, and the
walls.
other problem is, Dan, most people who are using AutoCAD make a wall 4 inches. They don't make it 4.5 inches, and they make exterior walls 6 inches. They don't do 6 and 9/16. So the dimensions are always going to be off.
CAD underscore walls. It's not sticking to that. Okay. So I hit define. Oh, I gotta, yeah, there it is. Okay. Now when I hit OK, it should draw the walls. But it's not.
So Dan,
yeah.
Move the line closer to it, closer to the, or put two.
Here, let me just do this. Let me just put this on a different layer.
Jump 6 inches and do it again.
Let me just put this on a different layer because it brought it in as CAD boxes, not CAD lines, which is really weird. I thought it would have brought it back in as lines, individual lines. So we've got CAD default. Let me just try this. CAD to walls. And I'll just select CAD default, define that. So when I hit OK, it should put walls around those lines. And it's not.
You're missing a step.
All right, what's my step, John?
Select the line, go to CAD to walls. CAD to walls. And right down here it says, if walls are width between or within 1 inch of being apart, you have to have 2 lines. If they're within 1 inch of each other of a size, then it will draw that type of wall.
Okay, I got it. Let's see. Yeah. All right, come on. Control C, concentric jump.
We did some
What am
little
I
bit
doing
on
wrong
Wednesday.
today? Oh, I must have it set to something weird. What is my concentric jump set at? Come on. Okay, concentric jump. Double click on the icon. Why am I set to 24? That's not cool. Let's set
You
it
want
to
the
4.
6. Make it
4.
6.
6?
Or
You want
4.
6? Okay, we'll do 6.
That'll do an exterior wall.
All right. And then we'll pull that in. There we go. We're 6 inches apart now. Those are both set to CAD default. Let's see if it works.
Now you don't even have to select anything. You don't even have
Right.
to select it. You just go
Okay,
to
there
CAD
it did.
default.
All right, thank you very much. So it did do it. Now I'm just curious, where did it put the wall? On the line? So it put it,
About your resize about line is what it did. Looks like. No, it put it on the side on the. What's
Huh.
your resize about?
So it put it on the sheathing layer of the wall. So I had to resize about set to general wall, the outer surface. Why did it put it there?
No idea.
Did it line up? It didn't line up the inside wall. Did not. Oh, it lined up the inside wall on the main layer. Okay. Anyway, trace over your dang plans. It's not worth it. Sorry.
Hey, by the way, will you
I got
select,
this to kind of work once. Yeah.
Dan, will you select something there? Just
What?
anything really? Maybe your
Anything?
cat box there. Okay. Look in your edit toolbar. No, go ahead. Select
Okay.
that.
I'll
Yep.
select that CAD
Look
box.
in your
Okay.
edit toolbar. Fourth from the last.
Fourth from which side?
The right side. Fourth from the right side.
Floor 1.
Count 4 back from the furthest right there in your edit toolbar.
Oh, the icon. Okay.
Yeah. Bam.
Why concentric?
Yeah, you
Reset.
don't need to go into that preferences anymore. You can set your concentric right there.
Oh, right there. Yep. Okay. That's right. I forgot they added that. I'm so used to just, if I want to set it, I double click on that and it takes you to preferences, behaviors.
Yeah, they finally figured out that was dumb.
Yeah. The only other dumb one they haven't figured out yet is when you want to rotate a complete polyline shape. And so if I wanted to rotate this polyline, if I wanted to rotate this whole shape to be even with that line right here, I have to double click on that icon on that tool. It's not even coming up because let me just draw something else.
That's one that everybody
You're using the wrong box.
misses.
I know I am using the wrong box. Let me get the box. The box is a box. Is a box. Will always be four-sided, but this is a box that's made out of lines. So now if I click, I want to rotate this. Double click it. Rotate the entire polyline to match that. So now it rotates the whole box. That's one that should, what you were just saying about concentric jump here, they need to add that same setting for the parallel tool.
Yeah.
Because it's still, this setting to rotate the entire polyline is still, I always call it a hidden feature because no one's going to know to double click on that icon. So anyway, okay. So
Right,
have we determined that CAD to walls is going to be
time for a Pro Academy commercial.
Pro Academy commercial?
Yeah, Mike says this is exactly what Dan's Pro Academy is like, except you get to talk to the group. If you want the Master Chief, do what you can to take the course. And we'll go back to Margaret's comment here. Where is it? On Wednesday, I talking about OBJ files versus DWGs. So I planned on talking to you about doing this as part of the next Pro Academy. We'll talk about this.
Okay. So Pro Academy, what Mike is talking about is the membership site we have at Chief Experts where you can register by the month or by the year. It's a recurring membership. So if you want to cancel it, just you go in there and click a button and you're canceled. So it's not a big deal. And we get on there twice a month live. In fact, we'll be on there again next week because I was gone last week, but John kicked in and took over. Thank you, John. And so we're live and we're doing it. We can see each other and talk to each other, not like this where we do all the talking. And then those all get recorded. Plus, there's just a ton of other content there. So let me just go into my library and sign in. The old sign in. What would we do without sign ins? Then we go here, and then we go over here. You'll see all sorts of topics, and we've got on-demand training. These are courses that we've done that you can go watch at any time. There's live Q&A sessions. That's what John was just talking about. So that I posted the recordings from the last show, and we'll get the new ones posted. We got chief presentation tidbits, keystrokes, just a ton of things that we'll be doing over the course of the year. So for $645 for a year, you're getting a lot of information. And if you show up once a month and look at something, you're going to get 10 times your money's worth. So I guarantee it.
You get on those question and answers, you get to ask the questions.
Yes.
That we cover and stuff. So
yeah, and we'll have content. We'll be sharing. You get to share your content. I mean, it's just been something I've been wanting to do for years and years, and I've been doing it for years and years. But I finally just really kicked into gear last year and redid everything. So it's really a lot of fun. And content list. If you just click that content list, this will give you a listing of all of the information that's posted so far. Plus, I haven't even updated the list with everything that's on the site. So it's a ton of information. But with that said, thank you for that, a chance to introduce this. Love to have you there. You can join for $195 one-time payment and then $65 a month. Cancel anytime, or you can join for $645 a year and save some money and have at it. So just click a button to join the meeting. Poof, and you're in. So we've made it as simple as possible. So if you go to the events calendar, where it says calendar, you can see when we'll be doing all of the live. It's just called Pro Academy Live Days. So those are lots of them. So we'll do about, over the course of the year, we'll do 10 months, 20 of those.
And send your questions ahead of time so it can be better prepared to answer them.
Exactly.
Aaron also brings up talk about our December class coming up in Minneapolis.
Yes, we do have that coming up. We just finished a 4-day class here in Bloomington, and there's a lot of demand, so we decided, well, let's put another one on. So I'm in the wrong place here. Let me get back to the home. And December 1st through the 4th, first 2 days are kind of beginner intermediate, and the last 2 days are more intermediate advanced. We had a great turnout. It was really a fun class. We covered a ton of information, and it really worked nice. Got to try out our new TVs that we bought, a couple 75-inch TVs instead of a projector. And that was amazing. That was huge. So much clearer and easier to see everything that we're talking about. So if you got any questions, give us a call. All right, back to our meeting here. What do we got? Anybody asking any questions?
There was a question about having walls snapped to construction lines.
Walls snapped to construction lines. Oh, well, construction lines. Those are the lines that you can put in that are like cross-section lines.
Yeah. How do you get the walls to bump against construction lines?
What part of the wall do you want to bump against it?
Two different parts to the question here. How do you get it to snap? Because I've had mixed results with snapping to construction lines.
I mean, I would assume a construction
also
line.
Setting it to the framing and not the siding. You already covered that, but maybe go over that again.
All right, I've still got concentric jump turned on. Let me set that back to 0 and get out of it by going back to default. All right, so when I pull this wall over that line, it looks like it wants to snap to the surface of the line because I have surface turned on in my wall setup. Let's set it back to main layer. Okay. So I guess, yeah, where do you want the wall to snap to the line? Oh, I'm still snapping to surface. So it looks like it will only.
He said the framing, not the siding.
The framing layer. So it is only snapping to the surface. Doesn't look like it's going to allow me to snap
into it. It's not snapping. It's
exactly. Like a countertop bumps into a wall, cabinet bumps into a wall. Looks like the wall is bumping into it. I suppose, let me try something here. Let me hold my control key down and see if I can drag it over the middle of that. There you go. Hold your control key down and you can, get rid of the snapping and put that in the middle of the wall. It's
We
not
don't
going to
need it.
snap to them.
It's not going to bump to it though. There's no CAD stops move setting for walls. So you're snapping to it.
Well, here it's
Not snapping, because if it was snapping, it would be going to the resize of outline.
no, it's bumping into it just like a countertop bumps
Well,
into the
no,
wall.
bump specifically in Chief means with the arrow keys, if you hit your arrow keys over, it would stop moving once it hit that CAD line, but that's not true.
What it's
Bump, 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 bump. It stopped moving.
It did?
So
If you
yeah.
keep hitting arrow, it won't go past it?
that's right. It doesn't go past it. It bumps into it. So if we turn the bump settings off, which are, I haven't done this for so long. Where's that icon? Bumping, pushing. So if I go, now if I do my arrow keys, now it goes past it.
Now try to snap to it with the resize about. With the handle there.
This,
Will it snap to it?
no snapping. All my
That's what-
snaps.
So you're bringing up a good question because that doesn't work for me on my side.
Oh, is that right?
No, it goes right past the construction line.
What would be the difference? Well, I have bumping turned off. I have this icon right here turned off. That's your bumping icon.
Okay.
So if I
And
turn
so
the
when you-
bumping back on, then it bumps into the wall when I arrow.
The construction line bumps in the wall, or the wall bumps into the construction line.
The wall bumps into the construction line. Will a construction line bump into a wall? Let's find out.
Oh, you know what? I was hitting F10 and all this time, and it's been F11. Oops. Different
Okay,
machine, different setup.
There you can snap
When-
the
when I-
construction line to the wall, but not the wall to the construction line.
Exactly. So I can, if I have the wall in place and I draw a construction line, I can then go surface, main layer, surface. No center snap though. So the line can be moved, but the wall cannot be to the center. Unless you hold your control key down or turn bumping off, then you can move that wall there. Okay.
There was
So
a question
you
that-
want that. So you want that construction line to be in the middle of your wall. So when you do a cross section, you can do a cross section through your wall framing. Is that the idea here? Whoever
Right.
asked that question.
I think that's what they're getting at, yeah. So they
Okay.
I always just snap it to one side. It's much easier, much faster.
There was a question that came in through the back door via my text. How about talking about file manager? Next 17.
Haven't we beat that to death yet? What does he want to know?
Robin shaking her head too.
Huh?
Robin shaking her head too.
I actually
I
like
like
it, and I think I'm actually using it with my students, and it just makes it easier for them to understand that everything needs to be kept together.
Yeah.
I'm just using it, and I don't think it's been a problem, but I'm also not sharing my files with a ton of different people. I share a file with just one person, and we have it set up pretty well.
I mean, if I was teaching a class and wanted to share a file with everybody, I would just click on the project and export it and then put it in my Dropbox and send them all a link to go download it from Dropbox. Then all they have to do
Well, that's
is
what I do. Yeah.
import that project and everybody's got the same exact thing that I have versus exporting it, zipping it, unzipping it, and all this other stuff, which still works fine. It takes, what I recommend to everybody that loads the project system up is go to Chief Architect. And I'm not going to do a video because what's her name? Did such a good job on creating a video about this. So if you go to Chief Architect and you go to their user center and go to training videos. All right, so Chief has a lot of really good videos. I'm not going to argue with that. They do a pretty good job. So, so you go to, actually, if you just search for project management, project manager, and it's going to bring up one that's 19 minutes and 10 seconds long. So watch that video. It's going to tell you a lot about the project management system in a short time, and I like it. I think it's really nice. I think it's really heading in the right direction as far as being when they go to 18 and everything is online. So when you someone wants to open a project, everything will be there. They won't get any error messages. You can, give people the rights to open a file or not. I think it's going to be really good there. So check that one out. It's X17 File and Project Management.
I can
And,
show a couple of tricks.
and Renee, you've recorded some really good videos too.
Yeah, I got one on there. I need to do a new one, but
Yeah.
I've got couple new little things I do with Project Browser. Here, let me share mine.
There you go.
Is the dock that's usually at the bottom of the screen. You can redock these things, reorganize these things, right?
Yeah.
So this is usually at the bottom of the screen. If you can't move this, that's because section title bars is not checked on.
Okay.
But once you have section title bars, you've got this little section heading here. And once I have that, I like to put this thing in between the folders panel. And if you don't have the folders panel, you might want to turn that on. This is like tags. And the reason I like this in between here is because sometimes I don't want to see the whole list of things.
Right.
I only want to see my open tabs. And that's a
Yeah.
quick button change right there.
Yeah. I haven't
These
really
are all my
started.
open files.
I haven't started
Right.
using the folders that much, mostly because I'm not doing a lot of plans right now.
Yeah.
But if I were, I would definitely have those. You just right click on like one of your projects and add it to, show how you add it to a folder. The folder is just a way to keep
this
things
is even
organized.
easier than right clicking, Dan, is you can shift select a bunch of these and
Yeah.
drag them onto
Drag it to a folder. Yeah.
Yep.
But
And
you're not
it's quick enough
moving
way to do it.
anything. You're
No.
just creating a
You're just
location
creating a
where
tab.
those things are located.
Yep.
So when you just click on that, it only shows those items. So if you have a lot of projects going on, it's a nice way to keep the items involved in that project organized. Really nice.
Or if you're drawing for, I know a few people who are drawing for other contractors, so they could have contractor A, B, C, and then all their files are just in that section. It's a really
Perfect
good
way to use it. Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you have sub tags for each job for each of those contractors.
Yeah. For my brain, I like to have sub projects underneath this heading, but that doesn't work as well in this system. They really want you to use these, subfolder tags.
Sure.
Works better because you can't tag a folder, unfortunately, inside of a project.
Oh, okay. But can you put a folder inside of a project in a folder?
So you can create a project and then take that project, put everything inside of a folder and drag that into another project. And that's what I've done here.
Yeah. It's just a different way to manage your files inside Chief Architect. That's one thing about this I also tell people is that keep in mind when you load the project management system, you're not going to find the projects anymore on your hard drive because they're all kept in one big database file inside of Chief Architect. And again, watch that video that Carrie, I think, was the one that did that video. And,
so just clarify that they're kept in your data file. So you have to go to your documents, Chief Architect X17, and then you'll find all your files there.
Yeah.
So it's on your computer as opposed to, I don't like to keep things on my computer. So I actually then also save them into my Dropbox account.
Sure.
But because I don't want to keep anything just on my computer, but now you have a double backup, right? So you have it on your hard drive and you have it
we do have backups, right? And our backups are just zip files.
Right.
So it's just a big zip file.
If you change the word CA proj to ZIP, it'll show, you can unzip it and see, then you can get your plans out of that too.
Yeah, and that's your project file, right? And then the backup file has everything, including your settings and common documents and everything like that.
Yeah,
including your toolbars too. There's no export toolbar function, just so everybody knows. But if you did a backup, your toolbars are in that backup.
Yeah.
So you could share them that way.
So if you use the backup manage, if you go to File, Backup and Restore, that's going to back up everything in your project management system, right? All the plans and everything. Not something you've selected. If you want to give someone a plan, you export that project and then they import that project. You just have to be careful how you're managing things. moving things around. And
Yeah.
that's another thing I found to be very confusing for people is they import a project. Now they've got 2 projects, and they import again. Now they got 3 projects of the same. So when
I
you
got an email today that was asking, can I use my template? They're asking about my templates. Can I use your templates outside of project management mode? Because I want to be able to share my project with the team. And I'm like, well, so people are still confused about that,
Yeah,
that we
exactly.
can export a
Yeah.
project.
And I've seen projects, the whole system get kind of messed up because they have project 1, 2, 3, 4. Just delete the old projects once you import the one that you're working on. Just get rid of the old ones. And that's an easy way to keep things managed. Just understand when you import a project from somewhere else, it's going to bring it in with a new, if you don't have the name there, it'll bring it in with the name you exported it as, or you can rename it to a new date or something like that. But it's
Yeah.
going to import it again. It's not going to write over what's there. You have to delete those manually. Again,
Yeah.
I found it, I like it. I think it's really nice. And I think it's really on the right track for managing all the stuff you've got going on within your projects, the libraries, the symbols, the textures, the pictures, the PDFs, the linking to the layouts and all that stuff. It does a nice job. So I had a project that this one right here, you don't see in my screen, but I had a project that had a layout and all sorts of PDFs and everything attached to it. And it had an as-built plan and a new plan and version 1 and version 2 all in the same layout. So I just imported that layout and I told the program to import anything associated with that layout. And it brought it in as a new project. Everything was there, worked perfect. I mean, it was really, really nice.
Yeah.
Renee's answering another question now.
Yeah, I just did this, but we got to get a follow-up from Mike and see. He said it didn't work for him like that.
Try to set a window or a room divider.
Yeah.
What do you mean a room divider?
A room divider creates another
Oh,
space, right? And you used to not be able to put windows.
well, it's like, yeah,
two
if you have
spaces.
a wall and you're trying to move a window in the middle of that wall, again, just you have to pull the wall back, move the window where you want it, and then put the wall back. So room dividers allow you to move it in the middle of that without any problem?
Yeah.
Okay, so that they've changed something there. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's like the room divider's not even there.
I'll tell you guys about something I'm excited about here. Let me show you my window door scheduler. This took forever to build, but this egress output here, if I shrink this down, look at that.
Oh, wow.
I'm surprised you don't have it flashing. Fail.
Turn it orange or put a red cloud around it or something.
Come on, Renee. That's the best you could do. That's awesome.
Flashing, Renee, come on.
If I get it in a red text or something, it should make a noise.
Nice job. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh
So
man,
you
it
got
was
to have the
difficult.
room named a bedroom?
No, it's just that you set it to egress, and then it's
You click on the check mark in the window to be egress. Okay.
Yeah.
How about
and
if
then
you name
it's-
a room a bedroom? Will it look for an egress window? The room names have anything to
no,
do
I
with
don't have
that?
anything like that. No, but I think
Okay.
the default plan checker will do that, won't it?
Yes, it will. Which I've never used the plan checker, but it's under, is that under tools?
I love Mike's comment right there. I think that's just perfect.
Yeah. Now we get through the
I
window.
could. Well, you know what? I can actually put. Okay, you guys talk amongst yourself. I'll be back.
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Mike says he used the room divider because it was on top of a loft and it opened up the railing of the loft so you could climb a ladder and get there. And it would let the window go where the room divider was.
Nice.
So anyway, that's how he's trying to use it. So
Yeah, I gotta script this. I'll leave you guys to talking.
So should we stop sharing your screen?
Yeah,
Stop
maybe.
here.
Oh, you got all the secret code there in the background.
Us.
But yeah, so again, with the room divider question, you just, if it's a room divider, the window won't pass over, no problem. If it's a wall, why, of course, if you're doing a commercial building, sometimes you do have a wall in the middle of a window, because you're gonna have it go there. So then you have to pull the wall back, move the window where you want it, and then put the wall back against it. And again, I remember doing that in a commercial job once, and yes, that's the way you got to do it. Does that take a historic Windows waiver? We'll just leave the window unchecked as far as egress goes, and it won't be an issue. Victor, what update? Okay, so Victor is asking Renee a question about the update.
Oh, that's in the most recent one.
How the updates working these days for you? Is the Chief giving you a pain in the butt these days to keep the
Better.
updates going?
Well, I finally started messing around with their new toolbar import, and that actually works really well. And I bet that's a dialog box you guys have never seen before.
Why don't you show us?
I guess I could do that. Yeah, sure.
He's still working on getting the fireman, not able to get through the window. Gotta give him
I got the
you gotta
fireman in
finish
there.
something first.
Oops, why is it? There we go. There, fail. It's not
going to show up on the plan there, or just in your?
Only because I have a custom font, and I'm remapping all outputs to a different part of that font so that I'm getting rich text in schedules.
Okay.
And so I need to put that fireman thing in the font itself if I really wanted to get clever.
So now is this new import toolbar thing?
So we go customize toolbars, and you would go configurations, and you would go import, and then we'll just pick this extended toolbar here. And here's what it'll do. This is all new. This is all new for Chief. Yeah.
I have not seen this yet.
For me, I'm going to say replace all.
Yeah.
Because it's recognizing that there's already an electrical toolbar. Right now, set to import new, it'll just add the suffix 1. If you say replace all, it's going to replace that toolbar.
So that's going to allow you to bring in all the images you add to your custom library icons.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Which also, for me, I used to script my toolbars and I had to stop. Well, now I get to go back and do that again. So that means I can copy a toolbar from one configuration to another in a text editor and still import it and have my very, uniform toolbars across toolbar configurations.
So now we'll be able to create a toolbar in one computer, export it, and then import it to another computer without any issue, including all of the custom library items.
Yeah. And not only that, but if someone's customized my toolbars, one of my toolbars, they could just import it alongside. Now you don't have to force override it.
Yeah, both. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
thanks, Renee. That's a good one.
Where was it saved? Where was the toolbar? Oh, so you create your toolbar on your.
The only way to export toolbars in managed mode is you have to do a backup of your system and then extract the toolbars from the backup.
Right.
So it took a bit to figure all that out, but there it is. We got it.
Well, good.
Oh, and you can import multiple toolbars at once. You can just group select all of them.
So the answer to
you
this
could also
question,
do individual ones.
Yeah.
Way to go, Chief.
Way to go, Chief. Yep.
They do listen, and they do.
Yeah, that was Natalie Plegman, who wasn't at our Chief event this year, but she does that stuff.
She's a toolbar person at Chief. Yeah. Cool. What's Margaret say? I've not downloaded all the files on my computer. Come on, Margaret.
What? It's easier now, so maybe you waited out the storm.
Yeah, there you go. Sometimes it pays to wait a little bit. So I assume you have some instruction on how to do all that stuff.
Yeah, I just redid all my instructions.
Cool. Yeah. You're a busy guy. All right, so we got a few minutes left. Any other questions? I mean,
John, share the last comment. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this is what Lance is asking, and I didn't show you this. Is my response. Is I did not show you this, but yes, you can. But you'd have to do it in a text editor, and you'd have to do it outside of Chief. You already have to have you would have had to started a toolbar, an individual toolbar, to be able to copy another toolbar in, which means you place one icon. You place one icon, that becomes some custom toolbar in the toolbars script.
Okay.
And then from there, you could go open up your .toolbar file in a text editor like this. This just looks like a bunch of crazy code,
Yep.
but
Yep.
you're going to see all these headings. This first section indicates which views your toolbar is toggled on for.
Oh, sure.
You
Yep.
don't want to modify that. So 0 is plan view. So
Okay.
this just means that this text toolbar is on in plan view. These next items indicate that these are system-based tools. These four, these numbers right here,
Okay.
numbers starting with a 20 are custom placed library objects.
Stuff you've created.
Yeah. So I could if I have another toolbar started, because there's an index that you won't be able to modify that is, listing all these different toolbars. You have to have started another toolbar on another configuration. Then you could overwrite that toolbar's information with this information.
Yeah,
and
cool.
you will have the same toolbar on different configurations.
I actually understand this because I used to do pattern files, and pattern files look just like this. They're just a bunch of numbers. And if you manipulate, you want the line to be a little further apart, you can of course, now you can just convert what you draw into a pattern file. But before that day, we had to have those text files to make it work. And it worked.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll just show you this. Is if I went into customized toolbars and I went into tools and I drag a solid here, that just in toolbar panel, I know I really hate how they redundantly name everything. Now there is a custom 3D solid menu here.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. I would then have to back up my system. In the backup, there will be a toolbar file for this configuration that has this heading. And then I could overwrite it and re-import it.
Without having to export the whole library file and import the whole library system. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
That's some pretty deep stuff, but it really isn't. I mean, that's really cool. So if you're in the custom toolbars, that really is helpful.
Yeah, because it's the only way you can get, like Lance is saying, it's the only way to get the exact same toolbar in a different configuration.
Yeah. Yes, and you do know your toolbars. All right, anybody else?
Unless you build out toolbars with every toolbar imaginable and make a copy of it and then delete.
That would be a lot.
Oh yeah, it's a pain in the butt. I got a video from like 2012 about that. Or X12, rather.
Yeah, that's right. We'll leave that one alone. Cool. So there we go. Not much for business questions. Apparently business is good for everybody. How's everybody doing? Everybody keeping pretty busy? We got just a couple minutes left here.
There was a business question, Mike, or statement, basically. He's saying that ADUs are hot in his area.
Yes, I've been hearing that too. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, ADUs have been hot in our area for any major metropolitan
I'm seeing that here in the Twin Cities too, in Minnesota. Just Minneapolis and St. Paul, I think, are allowing them. Some of the surrounding suburbs are starting to allow them too. So it's.
We're running out of houses.
I thought it was funny. Years ago, I went to a continuing ed for my construction license, and they were saying that St. Paul would allow carriage houses, but suburbs right touching it wouldn't allow ADUs. I'm assuming kind of allowed carriage houses. So I suggest just change the name to carriage houses and don't call
All right.
it.
What's a DADU? A DADU?
Detached. It's a detached ADU.
Detached. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I knew it was something simple.
And we're allowed a ADU, an attached ADU, and a detached junior ADU.
Wow.
3 homes per lot. Wow. That's cool.
I have an ADU and a JADU.
Mike, are there still square foot restrictions? So if you add 2 more ADUs on your lot, you have to have so many square feet of permeable land, or does that not matter so much anymore?
Now you got to subdivide.
Are you, another question, Mike, are you seeing old houses be purchased and torn down to build 3 homes on it?
Oh, that probably wouldn't qualify. It would be my guess. They allow short-term rentals and Airbnb.
Yeah.
Mm.
That'll go away soon once the Airbnb people ruin the neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They stopped allowing that in Lake Tahoe. I don't know if that's changed since the last I checked.
Anybody allowed an AD over 1,000 square feet? I've not heard any of the rules on that, so I don't know.
I don't think we can. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Huh. Cool. All right. With that, we're gonna call it a day. Everybody, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. If you have topic ideas you would love us to talk about, let us know. We're always here and listening. Please check out Pro Academy or the classes we've got coming up. We'd love to have you there.
Right.
Can have what?
We can have 1,200. Yeah, Aaron caught it before I did.
Ah, okay. A larger lot.
Yeah.
State's limit to 4 units.
Yeah,
Doug,
and
thanks for
in
being here.
Oakland, they passed a bill that taxes you if you have a undeveloped lot, $6,000 a year.
Period. Just because you have a piece of land.
Yeah, and so there's a piece of land below me that's so steep that the retaining wall on it alone costs $800,000 to build. So that guy's just getting taxed $6,000 a year. So he can't sell that property, and it's listed for $40,000.
You can give it to the city.
Yeah,
You can just give it to the city. Say, here you go.
I could buy it and try to consolidate it into my lot, but yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, then you got to maintain the $800,000 retaining wall.
Yeah.
So anyway, everybody, thanks for being here. We will see you in a few weeks, and let us know if you have anything you'd like to talk about. Appreciate it, everybody. Bye now.
Stay safe.
Yep.